Everyone hear me? Can you hear me? Yeah. Thanks. Appreciate that. I want to welcome you all to the Oceanside Museum of Art, or OMA, as it's all referred. I wanted to thank Danielle for setting this evening up. A lot of her hard work went into it to make this possible. Danielle's kind of like a god here at OMA. I say that because the first time I saw her, I thought, oh my God. So, anyway, God bless America. That's what we're fighting for. That'll be what I'm fighting with my wife about. Danielle initially asked me to perform for 2 hours, and I looked at it the same way I looked at my wife when she asked me to perform for 30 minutes. Anyway, but it's nice to be performing here in Oceanside because I do perform at the Laugh Factory in Long Beach, and that's a long drive, it really is. And I don't like to drive too much because I already commute from Murrieta to Camp Pendleton each day. And it's not so much the drive, but it's the drivers. The drivers are really rude on the road. The other day I'm on the freeway and this guy in a van cuts right in front of me, like I'm invisible. And I looked at him and I pulled up alongside of him. I saw on the back of his van it said, the company he worked for, it said Advanced Communications. And obviously he wasn't skilled in basic communication, like using a blinker. But I helped him out because when I pulled up alongside of him, I showed him how to communicate effectively using only one finger. I think he appreciated that. But isn't it funny when we drive on the highway, anybody driving much slower than us is an idiot, and anybody much faster than us is a maniac. I drive a BMW, so if somebody's tailgating me, I go from idiot to maniac in 3.5 seconds. I always find it interesting when we're driving on the freeway, we're looking at, it's like you're window shopping. You're looking at cars passing you, you're looking at people in the cars that you're passing, and isn't it interesting how, as guys, we're always looking at beautiful women in the cars because we think that one of them is going to motion for us to pull over and have sex with them. I'm glad that's not just me. I've always been a dreamer. So. But fortunately, I don't have to drive to Camp Pendleton every day. I'm on a 4-10 schedule. Are you familiar with this? It's 4 days a week, 10 hours a day. So I don't work on Friday, but a lot of people, they get excited on Friday, don't they? They say TGIF, right? Thank God it's Friday. But I don't work on Friday. Thursday is my Friday, so I say SHIT. People ask me what that means. I say, I'm so happy it's Thursday. So it's nice to be here at the museum, and I appreciate you coming out for... People have told me I have boomerang humor. It comes back. If you want, you can call me later tonight when you get it. We can laugh over the phone because I always like to hear it. But anyway, yeah. So I know you had to pay tonight, and I think that's okay because if you were going to see Jerry Seinfeld, for instance, you'd pay 5 times more, and I'm half as funny as him, so that's a pretty good value. But it's nice to be here at the museum. Like I said, I've never performed at a museum before. But I found out early in my comedy career that you can't be too picky about the venue that you perform in. You got to perform anywhere you can. And for instance, one of the first places I ever performed was at an old folks home in a retirement community. And I was a little nervous at first. But once I got a few laughs, I settled down and started enjoying myself. And by the end of the show, they made me feel like a rock star. Because some of the ladies got so excited, they started throwing their diapers up on stage. Is there a designated driver here? Okay. Right up there. Anyway. So a friend of mine asked me, he said, well, what was the highlight of the show? And I said, depends. And the neat thing about performing in front of a bunch of old folks is you can recycle your jokes because they can't remember you told them. I told that joke at a private party I was doing a stand-up routine for, and it was a much older crowd, much older. My wife will attest that the average age was probably 80, right, Barbara? And I told that joke, I said, and I repeated it twice, you know, joking that they wouldn't remember it, and you know, it was funny because they obviously didn't hear it the first time.